Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Mboglo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac. Hello, Internet.
Good day. So, last time we caught up on some space missions because there was a... well, let's just say that the next ground mission requires some knowledge that we technically didn't have at the moment.
We didn't want to metagame and have the GMs get angry at us.
Well, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't care. It's just more like this upcoming story wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense.
Well, I don't mean like the actual GMs. I mean like
I've discovered a few
pretend we're playing D&D and there's a DM.
Do you have
There isn't
anything
one,
on
but
your end?
it's like character knowledge versus out of character knowledge.
Yeah, so
It's like-
now...
What?
It's like, yeah, my character doesn't know that if I look at a Medusa, it's going to turn me to stone, but I do, so I'm still not going to do it.
Nomads who roam the quadrant in search of bodies for rebirth, who can't reproduce without those bodies, suddenly decide to settle down on a planet. Unless there was a supply of bodies there. We have to confront Canel about this. And Dralia needs to know too. You're right. We won't get anywhere without proof. I've been thinking. Our only way to find out what the Kobali are hiding is through the Vaadwaur. We need to find out, yes.
Action roll.
My crew was looking into why our
Action
secretaries
roll.
were working, and we found that the Vaadwaur have comm beacons in all of their camps that act as a miniature subspace array. They can't be jammed because they're shielded, and they provide all the Vaadwaur need for controlled, secure communications. Exactly. Once we find out
so
where the Vaadwaur...
what we need to do is we need to head back out into the battle zone and...
Mess with their communications.
Yep. Alright, so while we're running out to where we're supposed to go, which is... Actually, we can hit the teleporter to get close to there. This week, there's been some interesting news for some upcoming stuff.
Which one are we going to?
City outskirts.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
So I'm pretty sure. Did they announce? No, they announced the command specialization before the previous week's episode.
Yeah.
So this week they. What did they? I know there was some interesting stuff that they talked about. Alright, first we'll run down this way. Yeah, we need to hit up 3 comm arrays. So the first thing is that the 5th anniversary is coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be some... there's definitely going to be an event for that, and there's also going to be a new giveaway starting on Monday, the 26th. Yes, the 26th.
Yes.
And it'll be all that week. So every day they're going to be giving away something from the C-Store for free. With the way it's been in previous years, I mean, this is what, the second year now we'll have seen this giveaway.
Plus, they did it again more recently, I think.
Yeah,
before.
they tend to do like 2 of them a year. So this is one we have seen a few times. But as folks may remember from previous giveaways, the items that they give away, while they will range in value, they are always unlockables.
Mm-hmm.
So you may see that the first few, maybe like minor things like a tribble unlockable or a costume unlock, but it will never be disposable items. And it will usually end with... They will usually include a Tier 3 and a Tier 5 starship. Although whether there will be... it's quite possible that there may be a Tier 6 given away this year. I doubt it, though.
I'd be surprised. Honestly,
what I expect them to do, actually, and I don't know. They probably won't, because it's not going to work with the way they do the system. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them at one point give away a T5U token.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know how they would do that, though, because again, the only items they give away are unlockables. They don't give away. They've never given away a disposable item in one of these events, as I recall. You don't remember them ever giving away a disposable item, do you?
Not that I'm remembering, but I don't remember what every single little thing they gave away was.
Yeah, so they probably won't give away a tier 6 ship because there are so few of them at the moment. Although, I mean, I could see them maybe giving away one, but I don't think so. It will probably be... the odds are very strong that it's going to be a tier 3 and another tier 5.
Yeah, considering the Romulans still only have 2 each. And I think the Klingons do too.
Yeah. The other factions have very, very few. Although there should be something announced soon on that front. But again, like the one that I'm thinking of is probably going to be another cross-faction ship, because they've been putting out little story anecdotes to go with an event that's coming with the anniversary stuff, and it's talking about the first Kobali war cruiser. So that could be interesting. We'll see what that turns out to be, but it's kind of making me thinking like maybe they're going to be releasing a Kobali ship as this year's anniversary event.
Yeah, I can see that.
But on that note, conveniently as well, to coincide with the start of anniversary stuff, which is going to be after in the middle of the giveaways, Cryptic has already made the announcement that the current lockbox is terminating on the 29th of January.
And we're in all lockbox giveaway mode.
Yeah, we're currently in the all lockbox giveaway mode, and early next week, it's actually a little odd because usually before they do that giveaway, they usually turn on either cheap keys or cheap Zen. One of the two starts before, and then the other one starts after. And neither one started before they announced the last chance giveaways. I'm sure that the cheap keys will probably start on Monday, but it's still kind of interesting. And it's just like I also kind of miss the days where, like the Friday before the new lockbox, they say what the ship is and what the lockbox is. They may not actually give you any details.
Tell me when I get paid before I spend all my money.
But they usually...
That's what I'm thinking anyway.
But I remember the days past when, they would at least tell you what the box was before the weekend, and they'll let you salivate over it over the weekend. And now they tend to give you those details on the Monday. Or in some cases, like the day of. Just like, come on, guys, what are you doing? Stop!
You don't have to wait.
Stop stockpiling everything to like the last moment, so that you have everything at the last moment. Well, whatever.
I mean, on the other hand, we live in a society where like every bit of hype is basically doled out in small bits over a period of months.
Yeah, because the people the people doing the marketing for that kind of stuff want you to remain hyped for something for a long period of time. I don't know why, because that just generates burnout.
A lot of it comes down to how we consume news. Because rather than buying a magazine or watching a news show these days, we look at articles online, and so people are going to be looking for stories that can get them as many individual clickable articles as possible, so that they can get more hits.
Your timing is impeccable.
So that's why you see things like, they announce a movie, then there's like tons of stuff just about behind the scenes stuff about the movie. I'm gonna use an example I read about today. The next X-Men movie today announced that they have beyond just announcing the movie, they cast young versions of Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Storm, so that's another news story they have. That's just my random theory.
Anyway, so the next step of this is we're gonna go and defend the temple because it came under attack by the Vaadwaur.
Yes, which involves doing an open mission.
Yep.
Around here, by the way, when I was doing this alone, is basically when I started hating this planet, though it is far more bearable with.
Yeah, because the problem again is just that because of its nature as an MMO map,
yeah,
they need to respawn the stuff, but the respawn rate is a little on the high side. But at the same time, like they sort of intend for much more people than would be quote unquote normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like
I know I'm basically bitching that I'm having a hard time because I'm not playing an MMO with other people. But
yeah, and to be fair, it is kind of a silly complaint, but like at the same time, like it's understandable. Like I get why it's frustrating because you don't like having to like continually fight these enemies, especially since you really tend to get almost nothing from them. It's like even now, like I'm getting nothing.
I'm getting one skill point.
I'm not getting any. I don't even get skill points from these enemies. Like they're killing these. Oh yeah, like
to be fair, because they, unlike the rest of the game, they aren't scaling to my level. I am out leveling these guys by like I think 3 levels.
Oh, they are -7 to me, so I'm getting nothing from these guys at all.
Yeah, so that's part of what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other reason that bugged me is because basically no other zone was really like this.
Yeah.
I mean, even the other adventure zones weren't.
Yeah, but
this annoying.
I think the other adventure zones were also at level. For one thing, but the other thing as well is that I think if you try them now, they might actually level scale you.
Yeah, the other adventure zones I believe cap you at.
Actually, yes, yeah. The
50.
other, I remember seeing a patch saying that like the other adventure zones do tend to cap you.
Looks like we've made it to the lowest level of the temple.
I know.
Let's see what's in
I know Nimbus does. I think Deferi does. I think New Romulus does. I don't remember if either of the Dyson Sphere ones do, but
the ground battle zone does.
The ground battle zone does?
Yeah.
All right. So if the ground battle zone does, the space battle zone probably does.
Because it would, even if like experience aside, it would be way too easy to just completely cheese dilithium and stuff in it.
Yeah.
If it weren't.
Yeah, which is probably why they would want to. I mean, like honestly, if you're doing any of the battle zones, the amount of dilithium you're getting is already like, kind of on the crazy side.
The sphere, what's that sphere called? It's not the Genolan, it's the other one.
The Solanae.
Yeah, the Solanae sphere battle zone. Yeah, that's. I think it is the best ratio time to dilithium ratio of anything in the game.
The space battle zone.
No, the ground.
Oh, the ground battle. Yeah, the ground battle zone is. Yeah, that one is an intense. Like,
I know
it gives you a lot of dilithium, especially when you're doing the missions.
Yeah, because I know when there's double dilithium weekends on, everyone is in there killing T-Rexes as fast as possible. Which, speaking of double dilithium weekend coming up in 2 weeks.
Yep, there's a bonus dilithium weekend coming up the weekend of the 5th. It's not double for content. It's double for if you're doing the dilithium mining, and it's 50% increase for everything else. But regardless, like it's still a very, very large increase.
Yeah.
Let's get a scanner, please.
Yeah, I guess I should say bonus dilithium, not double.
Yeah. So this temple is basically the storage repository for their smart people.
Mm-hmm. For the Vaadwaur.
Yeah.
Or there are a bunch of Vaadwaur here that the Kobali have been using to make bodies.
However, the silver lining, if you want to say that, is that the Kobali have actually only used the stasis pods of Vaadwaur that have actually died. Because
they're not murdering them; they're just taking advantage of dead bodies.
Yeah, because they make the as people saw the thing that I scanned, they are specifically only using their reproductive method on the bodies which have the ones that have failed, and then they repaired some of the failed ones, and are using them to basically keep some bodies in good condition.
Of course, talking to Harry, you can either agree with him that this is kind of messed up, or just say we're not here to mess with their culture.
General, we know about the temple.
But as someone who hates the Prime Directive,
when I went through this, I was like, it's not our responsibility. Because I kind of believe in the Prime Directive, even if we're here to help defend them.
That's enough, Captain.
Captain Drawley, you're late.
The Kazon delayed me. What's the situation?
Also, something interesting about this model is that she is one of the only...
I see. Captain Kim,
I can't remember the name of her race.
We must follow the Prime Directive.
If you make,
I believe.
if you make one of them, though, you can't get the breathing apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her model was custom made to have the breathing apparatus added. Now, Cryptic might have actually fixed that sometime, but I remember it being a point much early on where you couldn't get that breathing apparatus if you created a member of that race, and people were taking that really on the weird side.
Yeah.
We never should have lied. But you're an
they didn't want to get sued by Star Wars and Mon Calamari. And meanwhile, she basically dick slaps Harry down.
Yeah.
Necessary. I couldn't risk losing your support. We can't stop until the...
Alright. So what is your... So you're 56 now?
I am 56, yes.
Alright. What is the stuff at 56?
My next mission's data recovery. I should say for here.
Yeah,
So it's still technically part of Act 2, I believe.
Yeah, I just can't remember what level that one is. Because I think... kind of think we may have to do the next patrol one. Wait, what did you say is your next ground one?
Data recovery.
Huh, it doesn't put them in order for me. That's really weird. So you haven't done that one yet?
Nope, just got it.
You know what? Let's do that one then.
Yay! Not going to do more patrol missions.
I must apologize on behalf of the Kobali people. We meant no harm.
Alright, so this one just carries on directly, so it's not going to be an issue.
Many of them were damaged beyond saving. We honored their fallen by using their forms to preserve our species. The Vaadwaur, however, do not... Our ways are difficult to understand. For some...
Alright, so one of the other...
No matter
one of their guys is looking for some assistance, so we'll give them a hand.
We're pals like that.
Yeah, whereas he just continues on saying, like, no, other people won't understand the way we do things, that we just need to walk out the front door. The teleporter's not going to actually help us get to him, because he's just outside.
Teleporters always help.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Always.
I mean, it would help if it was mapped to the right location. Just saying.
Always.
Alright.
We're hanging in there, but we could use your... Yes, thank you for coming. One of our bases has been overrun.
Alright, so
That
now we need to
facility
recover
contained
research data from
vital to
a
our cause.
overrun base. Which is just down this way. Alright, so is there other things to talk about? Like any other
Weather.
news? Like other news?
My team's going to the Super Bowl again.
Oh yeah? That's this weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend? Right.
Yeah, I'm working because everyone at work knows that I really don't care about football. So they're like, hey, he'll work. He won't care. Yeah, to be fair, I don't. But my caring of football ends at, hey, cool, my team's in the Super Bowl. Go. Go make a soccer goal.
I'm not really that interested in football myself. It's just not being American is just one of those things that I never really got into.
Being American, I still never got into it. I am happy that the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl again because, yay Seattle. But yeah, I even generally I just don't like sports.
Yeah, I like watching sports.
Basketball's probably the closest thing I'm an interest to. Though, your national sport of fights on ice wearing skates with sticks. And also there's some kind of rules involving a game. Those are really interesting. But
Alright, so here's another found mission. So this one is just we run around finding the these various Vaadwaur consoles. Which are actually pretty close to the area that you start the mission. So it's a very easy one to complete.
pew pew. But yeah, my mom always used to say she went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah. Well, hockey's pretty fun.
It is. I like the Mighty Ducks. Like the movie.
What about,
Based on
what about the
sports and how good the
cartoons?
movies. Mighty Ducks cartoon was amazing.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It was one of those stupid ideas that you wouldn't think worked, but actually turned out to be pretty good. Like the Jackie Chan adventures, where they said, "Hey, we're gonna make a show about Jackie Chan." Turned out to be pretty decent.
Yeah. And thinking of the Mighty Ducks cartoon also always reminds me of the that one the other sports related cartoon that had like Wayne Gretzky and
Howard Team, I think it was called.
Is that okay?
I want to say that's what it was. Yeah, it was like Wayne Gretzky, a basketball player's name I should probably know, and Bo Jackson.
Yeah, I want to say Bo Jackson was in it, but I
remember he was both. He was like the baseball player / football player guy.
Yeah, I want to say Bo Jackson was in it. Like there were some big names at the time.
This is where he annotates it with the actual names. We probably get it completely wrong, but
I mean the big thing as well is I kind of need to remember what the show name was, but it'll probably be on.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was Power Team.
Okay, but yeah, like they were superheroes.
Yep,
it was pretty great.
That was like 80s brand goofiness that you just don't really find anymore.
Yeah, like there were. I don't even think it was 80s. I think it was early 90s.
Might have been, but it's still the kind of goofiness you just don't find anymore. It's like, if you go weird, they go like surrealist weird, like SpongeBob or Adventure Time.
Yeah, I mean,
and if
like
they go serious, they just go straight serious.
You don't get shows like, like what was the actual name of it? The one with MC Hammer as a superhero.
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like he finds a pair of magic shoes and they give him superpowers.
I mean, honestly, actually, Jackie Chan Adventures is probably like one of the last shows like that where it's like an actual person who gets a show base on them because they're a person.
Yeah.
At least that I know of. But I could be completely missing something that exists. I mean, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos lasted 6 episodes.
It just couldn't handle the awesomeness.
No.
It was far too badass. Of course, that was also the era where they. Are you fighting someone?
No, I'm just gathering more data.
Okay. That was also
actually, I guess I am fighting someone.
That was also the era where they would be making like PG-rated cartoons of like R-rated
Rambo
movies.
the series,
Rambo,
RoboCop the series.
Highlander. I remember the Highlander
that
cartoon.
show was so bad.
I remember it being all right.
That was I was gonna say that's like Canada kind of owes the world for making that piece of crap.
I remember the Highlander cartoon being kind of okay.
Who in the world thought it was a good idea to make?
It was probably not really good, but I remember it being okay.
No, it was pretty awful.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't. In the grand scheme of Highlander, I think it's not the worst thing to exist with the Highlander name. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty low. It's like movies 4 and 5 might be below it. Maybe.
We may,
no, movie 5 is definitely below it.
We may
4
have to see if we can find a download of it and put this to the test.
I think it might be on DVD.
That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Thank goodness you're here. You've recovered the data from our lost base?
I'm still missing some data.
You could get the job
Really?
done.
Yeah, I only got 66%. I'm wondering why.
That's weird. Why?
Okay, so back out into the world.
I'm not sure why you didn't get it with me.
I don't know. Easily fixable, though.
This will go a long way toward our effort.
Alright, well, I turned in the found mission, at least. I'll come out and help you.
Yeah, I also am missing one of those, too. I may care about that less, but...
The last one is probably like pretty close to where you are, if I remember right. What was my thought?
Highlander TV series.
Yes.
Animated TV series, I should say.
Yeah.
The live action one was actually fairly decent.
I never watched that one.
It had some good characters. It was, it kind of skirted a little too close to, like, eye candy for middle-aged women for me sometimes, but... Well, because, half the time it's about dudes sword fighting, the other half the time it's, like, this classically, on the cover of a Harlequin romance novel guy reflecting on the past love of his immortal life. So, it's I gotta give him credit for targeting all audiences at that point, but... Like, I particularly remember one was, there was an immortal in the show named Mythos, who actually my old cat was named after. Where his shtick was he was, like, the oldest immortal, so he was, like, 5,000 years old from, ancient Greece. And there was a woman immortal going around, like, seducing men and then male immortals and then killing them. And he just shows up and goes, yeah, I was born long before the age of chivalry, and just owns the hell out of her. That was just, like, that line right there was just really amusing to me. Okay, I got it, so we can...
Alright. And you've already turned in, like, you've already deleted the data?
No.
Alright.
I have to do that now, don't I?
It's just over where I am.
Yeah, I see it. I just remember not liking that cartoon one.
I'll admit that I didn't watch a whole lot of episodes, but I remember it being it was just it being like one of those fighting against the oppression
It was
like that sort of thing, like kind of like how the Botsmaster was, and that's a show I really liked.
Yeah, see, the problem was Highlander wasn't really over the top.
All right, fair enough. I mean,
And every episode
I will
felt really
I will
samey.
admit that I only remember seeing like 3 episodes of the Highlander cartoon. Like, I don't remember almost anything of it. So, like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, well, let me rephrase that. I'll give my memories the benefit of the doubt here. It's just like, I didn't watch a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing I mainly remember that was hilarious about the Highlander cartoon is there's basically like one of the characters was basically a jester in S&M gear on a children's show. Are we going back to the city?
yeah, because that was the end of that mission.
Okay.
Or, I mean, for some
There's
reason...
Looming Shadows, which goes right from that. So,
Oh, did it?
but
Oh.
you probably have to. Yeah,
Oh,
you'll probably have to.
Okay, I gotta go.
grab it again.
I gotta go and pick it up then.
But we can use the transporter.
Yeah, we can use the transporter to get to and from now. Act 2, Looming Shadows.
The scientists
Yep.
in our camp could use your help.
All right.
We are
Oh
examining
yes,
the
this
bodies
one.
of
So
fallen
they're examining the
Vaadwaur.
bodies of the Vaadwaur, and there's a weird chemical in there.
We have never seen
So
before.
now we need
We're
to
hoping
investigate the Vaadwaur and be like, what's going on here?
Yep. So I'm heading back to Hillside Base.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, I mostly remember that Highlander cartoon being run right after the less good Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon from the 90s.
Alright. For some reason my map is my map is like kind of all messed up.
No, so I'll have to navigate for us.
No, I think it's finally fixing itself. It's just it's still showing me Chemical does not appear to enhance anything in the Vaadwaur's physiology, but there are traces of Kobali's signatures. And it turns out that the chemical basically counteracts the Kobali agent.
And I like how one of the things is, wait, are you transforming the Vaadwaur killed in battle to Kobali?
I mean, of course.
I like how if you ask him that, he's like, well, of course, what else are we going to do with dead bodies?
Yeah.
Excellent work.
It's a good
We've
question.
already lost
Yeah,
several scouts assigned to search the Vaadwaur
Considering the
bases
way
for
they do
information.
business, like, what did you think they were going to do?
No. This could be devastating. The Vaadwaur intend to
Yeah,
destroy our ability to reproduce.
So now we can either rescue
We need
scouts
more
or recover
We've
chemical
already
samples.
lost several scouts trying to get this information.
Do we want to be? Do
Now
you want
we
to be
need
Paragon
focus
or
our
Renegade?
efforts on obtaining samples of this
I mean,
information.
I want
We
to
have
be
no scouts.
Paragon.
We have reports that they may still be alive. However, we have to act
But what
fast
do
on
you?
this
Oh,
news.
wait, okay, I shouldn't ask what you want to do because I know what you want to do.
The Vaadwaur could potentially stockpile more of this.
Heads or tails?
It
Heads.
is a regrettable decision. But we must
Okay, we got Paragon.
consider the future of our people.
Actually, we'll try something here. I'm going to click Rescue Scouts.
I click rescue recover chemical
Yeah,
samples.
see if it lets you do that.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
Okay, because I mean, I realized that if we were on basically separate mission progressions with the last mission, then it would probably allow us to do the different progressions here.
Yeah. So totally dropped a coin.
Oh, I should probably wait for you to.
Yeah, I just had to put my coin. If I would have like forgotten to pick it up later.
All right.
So now we have to kill a bunch of Vaadwaur.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we will anyway. I'm looking for their scouts. You just want to kill a bunch of Vaadwaur.
Yes, to recover the chemical.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. He was a horse, of course.
I think it's. Well, honestly, maybe you can get them from killing Vaadwaur. I just think that it's maybe you have to go to these specific dead Vaadwaurs.
You do. which is kind of silly.
Okay.
Given I'm killing them in mass. Anyway, as I was going to say, I actually do have to give Voyager credit for kind of doing an interesting take on a race of zombies.
Yeah.
Like, before the zombie craze hit even.
And in that sense, it's actually kind of interesting that they do that sort of thing twice, because if you think about it, what the Kobali do is not that dissimilar in a broad sense from what the Borg does.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Well, I mean,
it's just
also...
that while the Borg are technological, the Kobali are biological.
The Borg are actually closer to like traditional zombies than the Kobali are, which is why I think the Kobali are a more interesting take on them.
Yeah. Are you still gathering chemicals?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was too busy killing Vaadwaur to look at dead bodies of Vaadwaur.
I think while you were running around killing those Vaadwaur, it was progressing my mission for me.
Probably.
There's another dead Vaadwaur over here.
Excellent.
Behind you.
The one I did, this one. Oh,
did you get
never
this?
mind, over here.
Yeah.
Okay, just need one more.
Alright.
Also, excuse my cough. I'm getting over a cold because I visited a friend of ours who was sick.
Oh. We'll take it well soon.
Whereas our other friend who spent the whole week living in their house didn't get sick because screw him and his good immune system.
Oh, no need to get upset.
I'm not upset, actually. I'm not like that sick anyway. It's just like I'm coughing.
It's not the plague. It's just a
no.
Yeah.
It's just a slight headache and the sniffles basically, and sore throat.
Here's a dead Vaadwaur over here.
I found one.
Yeah.
I just need to kill these. I need to make some more dead Vaadwaur to replace the one I lost.
Yes.
I'm being a dead body conservationist.
I don't think that's quite the term you want to use.
No, I mean I take stuff from a dead body. I make more dead bodies to replace it. It's how the guys mining the rainforest should go at it. It's like take down a tree, you should plant like 4 or 5 more.
Alright. So we need to do.
And then leave it for like 50 years to actually grow.
Alright. So now we need to complete this open mission. Are you on this phase now?
Complete open mission left behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have to go complete a fairly shitty. It's assuming it's a shitty Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh. Yeah, kind of, but it's really just a big defense mission, which we seem to have gotten into one that's basically already done.
Sweet.
So that's pretty good. Yep, there we go.
Get all the data you can.
We even got the
exploiting.
We even got the full bonus.
Now we have to recover data, like information, not like the android.
Yeah, he's not actually in the game yet.
Sadly. They could get Brent Spiner.
Oh, they could.
He's not doing anything.
They could. But
he's doing stuff, but he's not like Patrick Stewart, who
living and dead
in
with
big
this
name Hollywood
virus.
movies.
If they succeed, it could mean the extinction of the Kobali people.
So even if you disagree with what the Kobali are doing to the Vaadwaur, what the Vaadwaur are doing in retaliation is pretty unjustifiable.
Oh yeah, the Vaadwaur are jerks.
Yeah. So now we need to tell the Hatch-on about that.
Yep. And now we go talk to General O'Neill.
We can't let
Cannell.
Close enough.
Now, I'd love them to see get like Data and Geordi back in just together as buds.
I know that they want to get Data at some point because they want to tell the story of why the Enterprise E is nowhere to be found. E? No.
E.
It is the E, yeah. They want to tell a story about why the Enterprise E is nowhere to be found. They just... I'm guessing it's a...
Wait a minute.
Organisms immune to rebirth?
No, it's not the E, it's the F.
No, let me just look right next to me.
This is no mere war.
Like the guy right next
It's
to
an
me.
attempt at genocide. I will inform the
This
members
is-
of the Alliance at once. We
What?
may need to move battle operations forward to
You're
combat
in a
this
cutscene, aren't you?
No, I'm
We will
talking
need
to
your
the guy.
help again soon enough.
Turn around and look at
can't
right next
stop.
to me.
Oh, yeah.
I have a clone. I have to kill him.
Yeah. I'll let you take care of that.
Okay.
I'll step outside for a moment.
Okay. Oh, I think he's running away. No, he's not.
I'll hurry up and catch him.
No, he's not running away.
But yeah, like, I know that Cryptic has mentioned that they want to investigate that story because, like, they've had to like leave it open, like they've said because what has happened to the Enterprise is part of the normal canon. Well, not like what actually happened to it, just like that something has happened to it. But they haven't been able to investigate that much because I'm assuming it's mainly an issue with getting the rights to his likeness and voice.
Yeah.
So
Just be like, hey, Brent Spiner, you want to come work in our game for us? Be awesome.
yeah, I don't know. Like maybe, I mean, considering how many people they got together for Delta Rising, they may finally be getting enough clout to be able to do that. So, like,
hey, LeVar Burton, you want to come work in our game with us?
yeah, like that'd be kind of cool.
Well, he's doing his Reading Rainbow stuff.
Yeah, he's doing reading Rainbow stuff. So he may be a little on the busy side, but
Yeah. If you didn't kickstart that, you should have.
yeah,
I did.
I don't think I put any money towards that, but I really should.
Well, go give him money now.
I should.
Okay.
Do you have the next ground one, or is it space now?
No, Hidden Assault's the next ground one. I have no idea if it's part of the same chain or not.
He said, well, Hidden Assault is chapter 2.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, yeah.
I say, wanting to put off more patrol missions.
So,
I imagine.
yeah, it's information regarding the chemical attack plans. So, yeah, let's do this one. We'll make today's episode a ground one.
Imagine that, me wanting to spend time in ground combat.
Yeah, like Cryptic has done quite a lot on the way the ground combat plays. It's just there are still like structural issues with it that they're never really going to be able to work out, which is a shame. But
Yes, I do.
Yeah, no, it'd be better if it's like they had made Neverwinter first.
yeah, like I think that while Neverwinter is built on the same engine as the rest of Cryptic's games, it's probably unreasonable to ask them to try and retrofit that system onto Star Trek Online and Champions, even if both of those games would probably work a lot better if they did that.
Actually, if they're going to do it to one of them, I'd say Champions, because
yeah, it would work a lot better if they retrofitted.
this at least has the solid space combat.
Yeah.
Champions.
Yeah, Champions could definitely use some better, no, that's not to say that Champions is bad for how it controls. I think it actually still controls very well. I like the last time that I played Champions, a lot of its issues was kind of more that the powers were not necessarily well balanced against each other.
Yeah, my other issue with Champions last time I played it was just the... and admittedly, this is probably like 3 years ago, so they could have fixed this by now. But there was too much, like too many stats, too much little itty-bitty things.
Yeah, I could see that.
See, isn't it good that I planted more dead bodies for us to harvest?
Well, you didn't plant these ones.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because you didn't kill any Kobali.
I might have. I mean, I killed Vaadwaur, which were going to become Kobali, so I, like, pre-killed Kobali.
Yeah, but then those...
Actually, I kind of... Given the way they reproduce, I kind of reverse-killed Kobali. I birthed Kobali. I'm a mother.
Sure. We'll just go with that.
Yeah. So, okay, this mission is basically what made me tear my hair out in rage.
Oh, I can see how this one would be pretty frustrating.
Not this part, actually. Are these guys just already dead coincidentally? Or is this
Yeah, I think someone is just in front of us. So this part is conveniently pre-cleared.
Okay. Funny story, when I was doing this the first time, I kind of accidentally infected my entire Steam friends list with malware.
Oh, you...
Well, okay, a friend of mine who normally just, like, will randomly message me on Steam with, like, stupid cat pictures or something like that, threw me a link, and I clicked it. And then all of a sudden, it was messaging my entire Steam friends list with the same link. Cue me spending the rest of that day, like, running every scrubbing program under the sun.
So, because that, like, when I was doing that myself, it was a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
So, thankfully...
yeah, because what will happen is, like, you clear the one group of guys, and you go here and you clear another group of guys, and then you do the thing, and then the other guys will respawn, and they hit you while you were doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you died, you'd have to, like, restart from way back there.
Yeah. So, it's... Again, like, I like what Cryptic has done in a broad sense with the Kobali Adventure Zone. I like the area. I think the missions are kind of interesting. The way that they have both the structured missions and the found missions, and like that it's all on the rewards are pretty good, and they have it on like a daily reset and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Kobali Prime is actually kind of neat. It's just that
with two of us, it's fine.
Yeah, the respawn rate is too high for one group. If you have a full group, you don't even need a full group, but if you have a group, if you have more than just the three, you and the two bridge officers that you get just for being here by yourself, it works really well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
So basically,
yeah,
don't come to an MMO without friends.
Yeah. You know, in a way, go figure. Like, what do you expect? But, you know, it is... Really, modern MMO design has kind of turned into, like, if you're doing just normal day-to-day content, you should be expected to be able to do it by yourself.
Yes.
Whereas,
WoW spoiled us all.
In a way, sure. But yeah, like, it's just, it has definitely turned into, like, people sort of expect that if you are out in the world doing random stuff, then you are probably doing it by yourself.
Yeah, WoW was the first big game that did that I remembered, at least.
Yeah, because like even
before that I played,
even until recently, like Final Fantasy XI still designed its major content, like all the leveling, all the day-to-day stuff as requiring groups. And
yeah, well, that was Final Fantasy XI's thing. Yeah. And actually,
it's
only
11
predates WoW.
11 just barely predates WoW. Yes.
Yeah.
I think 11 is only like a year older.
Yeah.
But
so I remember not finding it that weird.
No. Like for when it came out, it's more like for 11. It's just the point is more that like 11. So when WoW came out, they still had a lot of content. Like, you were out there doing questing content that was intended to be grouped.
A little bit, but yeah,
it wasn't
elites.
It wasn't everywhere, but you still had quests in chains that were intended for you to be doing it in a group. Like, there was stuff out in the world that you'd be doing on a regular basis that the game intended you to have a party for.
But I mean, comparatively, when I played EverQuest 15 years ago,
Yeah.
God, I'm old.
Or even,
I guess
or even
more
when
like 12 years ago.
the very short period of time when I played Meridian 59, like it was the same way.
It was, you get your ass in a group, or you're not really doing anything.
Yeah, like you had to be in a group for everything.
In a same level zone, you could like
even
dick around in a lower level zone, like helping
it depends. Like even in Final Fantasy 11, until recently, again, you needed to be well above the level of a zone before you could reasonably solo the stuff there. I mean, it's changed.
Yeah.
Because 11 has certainly done things like change sort of the scaling of the enemies, and also like they did something last year which was a super hack, which basically was giving you NPC allies that you summon and basically make a party.
We've been wondering when
Which
we would
is
hear from
fast.
anyone
It's a
else.
fascinating setup.
Having some place the Vaadwaur haven't found yet has been
It's a
extremely
really
valuable.
weird way to go about that, but you sort of look at a lot of the things that 11 does, and it makes you think that that game is basically held together with chicken wire.
I imagine that game is held together with chicken wire.
It probably is, yeah.
I mean, given what 14 went through, I imagine that game's held together with chicken wire.
Oh man, I actually kind of think that 14 is like when they made Realm Reborn, they probably tore down everything but the basic data structures and started right over.
Do you have the next mission?
No, I gotta go back.
Okay.
So the next one is the end of Act 2.
Yeah, I'll just wait here because it's completing our open mission.
All right.
So you just go grab it, and then it's right up,
Okay.
like right around here.
Yeah, I think it should be safe for us to do this mission, and then we'll have a bunch of space stuff ahead of us.
Yep. Next time.
So a
Your
new
information
warfare.
on the Vaadwaur's anti-Kobali research has been
But you will note that out of all these, the one that pioneered the whole "hey, I can solo an MMO" thing is now probably the most popular MMO on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, PC MMO. You can argue whether or not stuff like there's Farmville or whatever is an MMO or not, but or I don't know, Clash of Clans, is that another one?
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's
Like Android stuff.
I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
still curmudgeon-y and still like kind of rope Android mobile games off into their own little category.
I mean,
Not that they're not games, but
they have their own designs. Like you have to approach them with their own mindset. Like because there's a change in it's. I think we're gonna be lucky in running into one that's.
it's probably the same group of people.
Yeah, it probably is. Like it's kind of like you can't look at well, until recently, like you couldn't necessarily compare PC and console games because the differences in the control inputs necessitated a difference in the way the games themselves were made and played. Like, around the time that the console started to really gain in prominence is around the time when PCs got their niche was like the more strategy style
RTSs,
strategy and adventure style
MMOs.
strategy and adventure style games, whereas the consoles, due to their control structures, were generally the more actiony games. And that's changed. Part of it is because PC controllers got a lot better.
Well, when the dudes making the most popular console also make an operating system, you can just go, hey, plug in a controller for our console into your computer, and it works fine.
And having that consistency was very useful because it allowed for the developers to be able to just take the same games. And again, like, these games are being developed on computers. Mm-hmm. They're not being developed on. I mean, they're being tested on special consoles, but they're being developed on computers.
Plus, Wii U aside, all even Wii U to some extent, but less so, they're running computer hardware, basically.
Yes.
I mean, you could...
The Wii U runs... I mean... like, its graphics card is PC based. Its processor is actually based on technology that was designed for mobile. Not in the sense that it is powered by a phone, but the sense that ARM as a because it's not really ARM based, but the processor that's in there, it was based on a line that was meant to make PC style processors that were smaller and more energy efficient than a standard x86 processor, because they were meant to be going into systems that may not necessarily have that much power or space. It's in a way, it's not that different from like the way the original Mac itself was designed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Xbox One's could basically be running Windows 10.
Yeah, pretty much. With all the stuff that Microsoft announced over the last week regarding the Windows 10 stuff, they did almost everything shy of say that your Windows 10 machine is now also an Xbox One, which they probably should have, or whatever.
If they made Windows 10 capable of running Xbox One discs,
I mean,
their game sales would go up by a shit ton.
It's not even a matter of like capable of it. Like it really would just be a matter of allowing. But
the
Vaadwaur
whatever.
have a chemical that can instantly kill us. I don't even know how.
Okay, so the Vaadwaur are basically making bioweapons.
I'm pretty sure they were making bioweapons before. It's just now this time,
like
they were
bad
making
ones.
now this time they're making a real bad one.
We can't stop until.
Of course, for completing this, we get a purple Kobali duty officer.
Oh, yeah.
Ground warfare specialists increased damage versus Vaadwaur.
Oh yes, the warfare specialists are really nice. Here, I'll pull up my one of this roster. Is it a?
There's of course a space version too. Well, not. I don't know if that one's specific, but there are
Yeah. There are ground warfare specialists and space warfare specialists.
Space warfare specialists tend to be pretty lucrative finds because you can slot them out and in based on what STF you're going into.
Yeah. So here, I think I only have one space warfare specialist. Yeah, I only have one. Which is my Riemann, which is for damage against Romulans.
So good for PvP?
No, it actually doesn't affect enemy players, so it's
good for missions.
It's good for missions, basically.
Yeah, the big ones are going to be Borg, Voth.
Yeah.
Undine.
Yeah, I have two Tholians that are ground warfare specialists. One gives plus damage against Borg, and one gives plus damage versus Tholians.
That Tholians wouldn't be bad just for Azure Nebula Rescue and.
It's just both of these are only in ground combat, so it would be the Tholian one would be for anything on Kobali Prime, and that's it, basically. The Borg one at least has STFs associated with it.
Yeah.
In addition to the Deferi zone and missions. But in any case,
So that's probably about an hour.
Yeah. That's we're actually coming up to an hour right now. So that'll be it for us
Excellent.
for this week. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we hope to see you all next time.
Remember, I'm the one true Shepherd. That other guy completely fake.
You're Commander Shepard, and this is your favorite Shepard on Kobali Prime.
Yes, it is. I do like how he made him look like male Shepherd, like generic male Shepherd. Even though generic male Shepherd is like generic as hell.
Yeah. Actually, like I was hearing that the model of male Shepherd is actually based on a real person. Is a Swedish model.
I apologize to Swedish models everywhere for calling you generic.
Something like that.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.